Welcome back to Hazzbro's Hide. Finally, we have the heat shields ready to go for the Annealeez machine. I'm going to show you a quick couple items or things about these real quick, and then we're going to let it run, and then I'm going to back up and we'll take a look about how to specifically install these. Now, the first ones here are going to be for the small wheels. I'm working on the adapter to make the normal wheels, and if you get one of these initial ones for the small wheels, I'll just mail you the parts needed to go onto the normal wheels. So just be aware of that these first ones are going to be for small wheel only, while I finish the adapters for the normal wheels. I just want to get these out there and get some feedback on how they're doing. A couple things to note is when you get these, one will be slightly larger. It's 100 thousandths or so larger, the bottom one, than the top one. Okay, that's deliberate because it holds up the case and helps drive it properly. One other thing you may find is as these come machined, the edges of them are fairly smooth. And so the cases run okay, but occasionally some of them will slip depending how clean your cases are. And so just take a piece of sandpaper like this, and don't make it out of round, but all you have to do is literally drag it just a little bit like that, okay? And just roughen that edge up, and that's enough. And you feel then that this is pretty rough. I'm not going to do that, send them out, because it kind of makes a little bit of a burr there with this 60 grit paper. I'd suggest you use 120 for that. And that'll be enough to make this drive really clean. And if they ever start slipping again, well, that's how you can improve it. Just lightly drag it around there so you don't change it, make it out of round. These have all been turned on a lathe and then put back into a mill and machined out. So everything is really nicely done by the gentleman I asked to help me with this. There's also a hole here. Now, I've not done this yet, but if you want to always register these the same way, you can drill and install a peg right there, and then you just slide them on. And that should index in there. I'm not going to do that because when I show you, it's just such an easy thing to do to set them up that, you know, I won't have that hole, but that hole is there if you would like to try to use that. So let's fire it up here. Let's move this out of the way, and we'll fire it up, and I'll let you see then just briefly it running, and then we'll break back and we'll look at how to install it. You can see I've roughened up this bottom one, and it's turning this really well, and so it's just nice, steady, just as you would expect it to be and want it to be when you're annealing your brass. Just continues to spin at a nice constant rate, and so that all works out good. And again, just the roughness of the edge here will control that well for you. Alright, so you've seen this before in the previous videos anyway. I just wanted to show now the upper wheel running them with the lower wheel. Now, again, the lower wheel is a bigger diameter, so make sure you install it that way, and then it will help drive that. Now, this one has been machined down to almost the same diameter as the upper wheel, okay, and that's to give you this running gap right here. So when the cases come around, they don't bind as they come by. You have enough clearance. If you run fatter cases and you see that bind, just take a Dremel and you can deepen that slot right there in the middle. I wouldn't change the outside diameter, I'd change the slot first, and you can just, you know, put that in there, and you can literally just, you know, drop it down in there and easily deepen that. But I think I've got it sized. I hope I have it sized to run most cases, and the Grendel is a good example of that. I also ran the 6mm bench rest through here, no issues whatsoever. So anyway, it all looks good. Parts were machined really nicely. And so let's break back and show you how to set this up. Alright, so to install these heat shields, it's really simple. Now, you'll have to check your machine and make sure it's the same as mine, but on the small wheels, the nut will tighten in to a certain depth, and it should be pretty consistent. Then you're going to install 3 washers. Okay, if your nut is farther in, you may need another washer, you may not. If it's farther out, well, then you might need to take away one of these. But I want to show you why these are here. So we want to stop any conduction of the shield to the plastic wheel. And so the only chance of conduction that we'll have, direct conduction, will be on the diameter of this inside diameter. And that's going to be sitting on the threads. So the contact area is the tip of the threads. It won't conduct well at all. So as long as this is spaced away from the wheel, no conduction. Then we get an air gap. and that helps with convection or transfer through the air. And so we want to make sure you always are not touching the face of this and backed away from that just a little bit. Doesn't take much. So I mentioned that you could drill and put a dowel in here, and that's fine. But if you just put your finger in here and then take the wing nut and tighten it up, you'll find it's really simple that way. And you know, if you want to put the dowel in, you know, that's fine. It's there for that option. And you just tighten it up. You can feel it kind of center then in the slot, and that's it. You know, really you don't have to have any kind of lock washers, anything on there like that. It's just that simple. So on the bottom one, it takes the bigger wheel, and remember this is the smaller of the two. So you just again put your 3 washers on there, and then put your wheel on, put your finger in the slot. You can feel it kind of center up there. Start your wing nut and just tighten it up until it flattens out. Okay, and now you're all set. So now you can load your anneal machine up as normal and get about your business. So this is again the small wheel. For the smaller brass, the ones that seem to be burning up the most. But on the standard wheels, this is still a problem for many. And so I'll have that solution. That solution will likely be this. And so when I send you these wheels, if you want to go ahead and try modifying it yourself, I just haven't been able to get this exactly as I want it just yet. The wheels for the small are great. But what we'll do is, because this bolt will no longer reach far enough out on the standard wheels, we'll need an extension. Okay, so we're going to put this coupler in there, and then you'll, instead of the wing nut on the outside, you'll just tighten a screw down. No big deal, right? And so that'll help you with that and even the large wheels. Then you can put this coupler right on that shaft and tighten it up. But to do that, I have to have these machined down, and getting the dimension where I'm happy with it is just what I'm working on now. So when I get that done, like I say, if you buy these and you want that, you just let me know, drop me a message, and then I'll ship that to you for free when we're happy with it. So anyway, there it is, all set to go, no big deal. And easy to install. So I'm going to post a link to eBay, and I have the first, I think it's 19 sets of these things machined and ready to go, right? Well, why 19? It's just what he finished. We got another 50 coming. I'll have those right after this weekend on Monday, and then there'll be more available then as well. So those of you that have been kind enough to comment and desire some, I'm going to post that to you first, and so by the time you see this video, you will have already got a message through YouTube and sending you to the eBay link. Everybody else, if there's some left, that's great. Or if they don't respond quickly on the eBay or the YouTube link, that's fine. You can get them that way as well. And then I'll have, like I said, I'll have some more. We ordered enough raw stock aluminum to produce 100 more of these. So we'll see what the demand is, and everybody likes them. But so far for the small wheel, it's a beautiful thing. Really works well. I'll make it, get the adapter just right for the standard wheel, and you'll get that too. And then if I make one for the large wheel, we'll arrange something on the large wheel too. Eventually I'll send you, I'll put in this package the shields, all the hardware to make all 3 versions of the wheels work. But initially, I want to get them out there. I want to get your feedback. You tell me what you like, what you dislike, and we can maybe improve it together. So anyway, hope you like this. Please take advantage of it while we have them, and give me some feedback. I really do appreciate the feedback on how these things work and what you think. So if you do, try these. Thank you very much. Again, please give me your feedback. And if you like the video and the content, please give me a like and subscribe.